Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
Thanks for tuning in to Motorhead Garage. You know, you spend thousands and thousands on your vehicle, thousands on the engine, and it's all held together by this. This is a regular worm gear hose clamp. These have been around since 1896, and we've been using the same technology ever since then. There is a better way, Sonora. It's called the Clamp Tight tool, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But first, let's talk about these clamps. Everybody's using them, and they're still in use everywhere on these engines. What are some of the shortcomings? What are some of the issues with them?
One of the big problems with the hose clamps is they come in sizes. You never have the right size, or when you're using them and you're getting just as tight as you need it, it'll strip out. Then you've got to take it apart and start all over. The other thing, it has a big housing on it, and I can cut you. You made the comment,
it's happened to me lots of times.
Yeah.
Plenty of time. I'm surprised I haven't been cut just holding this right now. So it's going to get hazard pay for this. And it also can bite into the hose that you're using. So if you tighten it down too much, the hose can fail. If you don't tighten it enough, the seal will fail as well. So
exactly. Clamp
Tight has been around for about 30 years. And how is it different? How is it better than a hose clamp like this?
It's always the right size, the right shape, whatever you're working on. So you can make a hose clamp this size or this size on your engine. It gives you a true 360-degree seal. It's low profile and clean. It doesn't have a screw that's going to vibrate or back out or cause you any problems. It's going to be there and stay secure until you decide to take it off.
And like with this one, we talked about eating into the material right here on this PEX. Even the clamps that come with the PEX, they actually bite into the material itself. And here you can see it's not going to go anywhere, and that is not biting into it. You can reuse it. You can reuse the PEX if you need to.
Exactly. Well, it's wire, which is round, and it's not going to cut into anything.
So nice smooth edges there. Mm-hmm. What about high pressure applications?
You know, it's impressive that the Clamp Tight does work with high pressure. They've tested it even with a barb fitting or rib fitting, and it's in the thousands of pounds that it'll hold. So anything on your engine, it's going to work. It's with the pressure. And it can work in your engine. There are other folks that are using it for, we say, more intense applications. So what are some of the companies, what are some of the groups that are using the Clamp Tight tool? Lockheed Martin has used it. Boeing has used it for experimental parts for NASA. The tool has actually gone to the moon. Other industries that you wouldn't even think about, veterinarians as well as other type of doctors have used it to tighten wire. And the way that they use it with veterinarians is if there's a spiral break, they can wrap the wire around that bone and then give it a nice secure end and not break the wire. Because of the way that the Clamp Tight works, it pushes and pulls. It doesn't fatigue the wire like other instruments do.
So just in the human body and in space, failure is not an option. So they go with Clamp Tight. I think that speaks volumes about the product.
Pretty amazing.
And let's talk about the product here. This is the basic kit with the basic tool. Mm-hmm. This is what a lot of people are buying. But if you want to go maybe some larger applications or different size spaces, you've got this kit here. But this is a new kit that you brought in here. This is the industrial kit. What's included in this?
What I love about this is it gives you everything, all the sizes that you have. So starts with the mini. So this one works in tight spaces, and then again you have that standard that comes in this kit. This is your industrial, so you can actually put an impact on this. And this size will handle up to 250 thousandths wire, so you can clamp a telephone pole, some type of fencing, and it's a beautiful case. Then you get everything.
And it comes with wire and everything else. Now, the wire itself, you guys sell that at clamptighttools.com. Why should folks go to Clamp Tight to buy the wire directly?
Just the quality of what we sell is superior in every way. And what I love about it is that the wire comes in different gauges as well for whatever your application.
I know one of the questions you get from folks all the time is, how do I know how much wire I need? What do you tell them?
That's a good question. So let me just give you an example or demonstrate it. So let's say we're going to do a double clamp around this hose, and I just have a piece of wire.
Yeah, or a piece of string or anything like that laying around, right?
Yeah, any way to gauge it or measure it. So you're going to wrap it around 4 times. and that tells you how much wire you need to go around the project.
Right.
And then you need an additional 10 inches that'll attach to the tool.
I got you. And Clamp Tight makes it easy when you buy the tool as well. You get this pamphlet, and it shows you step by step how to make the tool. Of course, you can watch older episodes of Motorhead Garage and see how it's done as well. There's also a chart back here that tells you which gauge of wire you need for the particular tool. It couldn't be any easier. The Clamp Tight tool is secure, it's reliable, it's versatile, and you are going to love having it in your toolbox. Go to clamptighttools.com. Lots more coming up on Motorhead Garage, so please stay right there. Motorhead Garage presented by Steel Rubber Products. Brought to you by AMSOIL, the first in synthetics. Custom Auto Sound, audio for the great classics, customs, and street rods. And by Dead Scent. Start treating your nose to better days.
Well, folks, you're looking at 2 injector spray patterns. Which one would you choose? I hope you pick the one on the bottom because that's the correct one. Welcome to this AMSOIL Tech Tip. Yeah, we're talking about injectors, but specifically diesel injection. That's a little bit different, but same as far as the injector's concerned. So what's going on with the diesel system? You can see it right here. I'm actually got the fuel tank down here, and I got a low pressure fuel pump. I'm picking it up to some kind of filter system, sometimes a water separator, and then I'm going right here to the high pressure pump. Now these pumps, man, this could be 30, 40, 150,000 PSI. Diesels develop a lot of pressure because they have to overcome that combustion pressure when it's going into the cylinder. The common rail right here, and then what happens, we go through the injector. Now the injector is going to spray it down in the cylinder by the command of the ECU. I got a couple located right here. You can see this is a big stout diesel injector, and here's a car injector. But injectors, nevertheless, they're going to spray fuel in. Which pattern do you choose, my friend?
Well, I like the one on the left.
Yeah, me too. You know, you can have a dripping injector, a squirting injector, offset. That's all a problem. How can we avoid that in the first place?
You can additize your fuel. What do I mean by that? It means you can add something to your fuel after you put fuel in the vehicle. Whether it's a gas or diesel, it doesn't really matter. You just need to pick the right additive for the job that you want it to do. When it comes to diesel fuel, generally speaking, there's more of a need. Diesel fuel in cold temperatures has a tendency to gel. You want to add some lubricity to diesel fuel, so we're cleaning, we're lubricating, we're stabilizing the fuel. And we have additives for all of those different things. We have a 4-in-1, we've got cetane boost, we've got cold flow improver for people that are in those northern tier states. Then you go over to the gas side, and we've got our performance improver line. That's designed to keep deposits from forming, to keep the injectors clean, which means efficient, which means better fuel mileage, which means more power.
Yeah, you know, whether it's a diesel or a gas burner, heck, basically anything with a motor, AMSOIL's got something for you. Check out their whole line of products at amsoil.com.
My name is Lonnie Welder. I'm from Glenpool, Oklahoma, and this is my 53 Chevrolet Bel Air. It was a 1953 Chevrolet Bel Air. I got it online. It was a rolling chassis wannabe race car. I've pretty much modified it from front to back. Maybe 10 original parts, and I've done pretty much everything else. I did not weld the frame to the body. Somebody did that, which I had to straighten up. But everything else I've had to modify somehow. Quick flip was my plan. Used the money, helped build my wife's car. And then from that point, I was about a year and a half in the build and it caught on fire. And so we had to change up, repaint the car, and then kind of went to what it is now, Extreme. It was supposed to be a daily driver, kind of snowballed from there. And then after that point, been doing shows ever since. But it's taken me about 5.5 years to build it to get to where it's at now. What's been done to it? Halo headlights, 57 Chevy grill bar, lowered and narrowed front bumper. The dash itself is partial 57 Chevy. Interior is all custom made. Back trunk liners and all that's all custom made. It's body dropped as over a GM frame, Ford 9-inch overdrive transmission. Seats are from a 2015 or 2014 Chevy Cruze. The paint color's hot orange pearl. Top is actually gunmetal gray with rainbow flake. And then, of course, the snorkel coming out the top of the hood just to get people's attention to basically get out of my way when I'm behind them. Other than that, it drives well. And it's a 53. It's different. It's not a 54. I drive it to work 2 to 3 days a week. When I pop open the trunk to fill the fuel cell, they're like, "That's your fuel tank?" I'm like, "Yes."
You're watching Motorhead Garage presented by Steel Rubber Products. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Steel Rubber Products.
All right, let's run through the list of investments you might have in your garage or your barn. Cars, trucks, SUVs, classic vehicles, motorcycles, ATVs, and side-by-sides. Of course, you may have an RV, a camper, or a travel trailer. You can have boats, farm tractors, combines, all kinds of heavy equipment. And of course, up north, you've got snowmobiles, and everywhere you've got lawnmowers. And there's wiring in each and every one of those things. If mice chew that wiring or the insulation, the repair bills can go through the roof, not to mention the downtime when the vehicle's out of commission. Well, that's why smart owners protect with Mouse Blocker. It's the proven electronic deterrent that keeps rodents away for good. Use it anywhere that you need protection. You can stop the damage before it starts. Protect your investment in your vehicle, in your garage, your barn, your shop. Go to mouseblocker.com to find out more. Pickup trucks, tremendously useful, right? Well, if you get a bike or a kayak or something, you want to try to throw it in the truck. It's got to go in the bed. It's going to rattle around. No way to secure it. So you end up with a rack. Well, you can't use the rack if you have a tonneau cover, but there is a solution. It's from our friends at Billy Bars. Now, Nate, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Dave.
You guys came up with a solution here. I can use my tonneau cover with the rack. How does it work?
So it's pretty simple. It's a simple system with 4 brackets, 2 bars, and some hardware. And all we're doing is clamping to the inside of the bed rail and allowing you to secure your belongings with the tonneau cover to keep your truck a truck.
Well, let's look at the brackets themselves to see how those work here. You've got 2 different sizes.
Correct. Yeah, we have a 5-inch and an 8-inch bracket size. They're steel brackets that are powder coated, and what's neat is we have a zinc base below the fine texture powder coat, which gives you extra protection if there is any chipping. We also put some RTV from our friends at Permatex in the cradle here, giving you added protection and corrosion prevention.
And I like the fact that it's double coated here. Let's talk about the rack itself now. You've got the 2 thumb screws there.
Yeah, so our standard sets come with security screws. We also have thumb screws here. And the great thing about our system is that it's easy to take on and off, achievable by one person. And then you can take the bars off if you need bed access. So you would just twist these knobs, or in the case of the security screws, use an impact driver, boom, boom, 4 bolts and the bars off. The other great thing is we have a T-slot extrusion here. It's aluminum, so you can throw stuff on it and it'll never rust if it's scratched. And then we can add what are called T-nuts into the channel here, allowing to mount all different types of accessories and then kind of whatever the customer can dream of.
And that's a standard T-nut. This is sort of something you've seen before, so it's not like you have to run out and buy special proprietary hardware from it.
No, it's a standard T-slot extrusion that works with a lot of different hardware that you can find on the market.
How do the brackets attach to the side of the truck?
So if you don't have a utility track, in the case of this F-150, we would just clamp in the inner bed lip. So this would sit kind of right behind here, and in between the two would be the bed lip, and you're just clamping. And once the system's fully installed is where you get the stability and strength.
Now, you've got a bike on back there, and there's a few extra accessories to go with the bicycles. A lot of stuff that I haven't seen before.
Yeah, so bikes, kayaks, rooftop tents are really popular. We don't have them featured here because they kind of hide the bars. But we got a lot of neat products from other companies as well as some of ours.
All right, Nate, we're going to take the bike off here so we can get to the rack and show how we can get to the bed of the truck as well. We'll take off the drop top from Rocky Mount here. The bike is loose, and you are free to move about the country. And now we're going to take off the actual rack itself. Now, the folks from Billy Bars give you this locking tool, and you can use that, but they also will sell you one that goes on your drill or impact driver, and we know that's a whole lot easier. So I'm going to use that. Bill on the other side is going to loosen the other 2 bolts. So to get the rack off, it's only 4 bolts, Bill. Super simple. We'll move that off. You got that side off?
Got it off.
You got it? We'll lift this off. Very good. Now, you're a mechanical engineer?
I am.
So you've designed a lot of crazy stuff, really complicated stuff. So you know this is a quality item.
Made in the USA. Everything has a 3-year warranty for rust and corrosion resistant. If there's any problems, just reach out to us, and customer service is our #1 thing.
All right. Well, let's get to the pièce de résistance here. Let's check out the tonneau cover.
So There we go. We got a bunch of stuff in the bed that's secure, so all we do is take the crossbars off. The brackets stay on at all times, and latch the tonneau cover, and you can flip it open.
And that's it. You get full use of your truck, so you're not wasting all the space. And you can use a lot of things with this. In fact, you said that a lot of users even come up with their own ideas.
Yeah.
We've got the Rome Adventure case behind you there, bikes, kayaks, all kinds of stuff. And it enables you to get it up and out of the way, and you can still use the space underneath.
Like I said, it's an outdoors company, but we like to keep our truck a truck. We use it for work, hauling dirt, mulch, whatever we need to haul.
And what makes you most proud about what you're doing here?
Getting people outside. It's our main goal. We think everybody would have a happier life if they did experience the outdoors, mountain biking, hiking, whatever the case may be.
You had a guy just last week tell you how easy the Billy Bars have made his life.
Yes, he actually had Parkinson's syndrome, and he was able to install the bars himself, and he reached out to us and couldn't thank us enough to, actually get a rack on his truck and use his truck.
The track, the way this installs, looks familiar to me. Is this something I've seen before?
Yeah, so any tonneau cover out there on the market usually clamps on the inner lip of the bed, much like your toppers or caps. So it's something that's been done for years, and it works really well.
And I tried before we got started here in the studio to shake this thing, and I've never seen anything so solid. Almost rolled the truck over. Billy Bars are super solid. They are super easy to use. It's super easy to install. They're going to make your life a whole lot easier, make your truck a whole lot more useful. You can find them at billybars.com. Motorhead Garage, presented by Steel Rubber Products, brought to you by Spray Gunner. Best products, shipped fast. Suds Lab, car care for all science-based detailing. And by Truck Claws, unstuck, unmatched, unbeatable. Tribotex is a great product that works. If you just inject it into the engine, you don't have to go through anything extra. But Pasha, if you want to take it to the next level and make Tribotex work at its best, there are a few best practices. Now, number one, you guys have told me, clean the engine. Make sure it's a clean surface to begin with. How does that work?
Yes, you want to make sure that these surfaces are clean. You can use engine flush before oil change, or you can use our new superior artisan bio-based cleaner called PR1.
And BR1 is great because it's environmentally friendly.
It is environmentally friendly, it is non-toxic, and third, it is a super concentrate, so a small amount goes really long way.
And the second thing, no other additives. You don't want to put other stuff in your engine while you're using Tribotex.
Yes, all additive companies, we all fight against common enemy, friction and status quo of large oil companies that produce mediocre product. But it is very difficult to know how different additives will interact. So we recommend you to stay within same technology.
Another one your lead engineer Brian told me about is actually mix Tribotex with the oil before you put the oil into the vehicle, right?
Depends on the application. You can inject it where it's easy to inject, or you can mix it with the oil and pour the oil through the regular route.
You won't notice immediate results necessarily with Tribotex. Sometimes it takes a little while, so you need some patience.
You're right, patience is the virtue in this case, because we are not immediate solid lubricant. We are film former. We build the film over time. It takes about 10 motor hours to build the film that gives you dramatically low friction and all the benefits that goes together with using the product. So when you wait a little, it pays off royally.
But in today's society, I want immediate results. So if I don't see it working immediately, I'm just going to add more and more and more. But that's a big no-no. You don't want to overdo it when it comes to Tribotex.
You will hear difference in noise in the very first 15 minutes when the valve train starts to quiet down. But the biggest difference is from the coating piston cylinder group. The very slow splash lubrication and rings remove most of the lubricant. That's where the most difference for the long-term effect and the fuel consumption happens, and the power. That's what you want to wait for.
You don't want to overdo it with Tribotex.
Yes. Lower amount over longer time works better than more at once.
I have a lot of viewers that email me and send me notes and ask me about Tribotex. They want to know two things, Pasha. The first one is it safe for my vehicle? Is it safe?
It's absolutely safe, and there's no condition in which it can't make an improvement.
And what about a new vehicle? It doesn't seem to need much improvement.
In new cars, you will not see much of a difference in terms of efficiency, but you will see a lot of difference in terms of longevity. And right after first oil change, it's perfect time to apply.
What about older vehicles and you're starting to have problems and maybe you hear some rattles and that sort of thing? Tribotex is perfect for those folks too.
That's right. The more friction, the more difference it will make. So the older cars perform better, more cylinders perform better, and smaller engine, it performs better. This is all the places where a lot of friction robs you of fuel efficiency.
And it takes that friction away, but there's a lot of metal on metal wear, so you can get some grooves and scratches, that sort of thing in the metal parts of the car. How can Tribotex fix those?
The grooves turn into smooth, glassy-like surface that is porous ceramic, and those pores filled with lubricant, so that lubricant works even when shock loads or sudden potholes happen.
Gotcha. And now let's talk about the other question I get a lot is how easy is it to apply or install or use Tribotex?
If you know how to pop up the hood of the car and find where you put oil, that's all you need. You stop the engine, you open the hood, you inject material, you close it, you let it run for 15 minutes to assure dispersion, and it's good to go for 500 miles, and then you will see a difference.
How often do we need to put Tribotex in our car?
It's enough for 40,000 miles, so once per few years if you drive not fast, or seasonally if you, let's say, ride-share driver.
Well, Tribotex is going to make your vehicle last longer. It's also going to take your old vehicle, actually repair the damage, and give you better performance. You can check it out at tribotex.com. You can also find all the science there behind it. Motorhead Garage, presented by Steel Rubber Products, is the only showcase for all the latest and greatest aftermarket stuff for your vehicle. And you can check us out once again in 7 days when we return with a new episode of Motorhead Garage. We'll see you then.